2024. Can you unmute your microphones and say, Happy New Year, everyone?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year.
Oh, fantastic.
Best wishes from my hand here.
I'm super excited to be here. Matter of fact, I think I'm still in the holiday mood. It's a new year, yes, and I'm super excited. I'm excited to be seeing the beautiful faces of the Toastmasters members here. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you can, please put your videos on as we start today's meeting. My name is Toastmaster Chidi Chukwudimadu, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Sergeant at Arms for the first meeting in the year 2024. Woo, woo. That I don't think it's everyone that has the opportunity to serve as SA. I have the opportunity. First meeting, it's going down in the record books. All right. As we start, I want us to first take it's a Nigerian club, so we'll take the national flag. And we'll remind ourselves of the promise we made when we became Toastmasters. Thank you very kindly, Madam IPP.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Fellow Toastmasters, please feel free to join me. If you want to leave your mics unmuted, go ahead. If you want to leave your mics muted, please feel free as we take the Nigerian pledge. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity, and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. Thank you very kindly. We'll now take the Toastmasters promise. And I want this to be a community activity. What I mean is, I will start the Toastmasters promise, take the first promise, and I want someone else to take the second, someone else to take the third. We'll go in that fashion, the round robin fashion, until we get to the very last promise. Right. Thank you very kindly. Madam IPP, if we can have the promise on the screen, and then we can start. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly. Now we'll see those who actually know the Toastmasters promise and will not be waiting to see it on the screen.
To prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program.
To prepare
for and fulfill meeting assignments.
To provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluation to help the club maintain a positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow.
To serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so.
To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy.
To bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers.
To adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs.
To act with the Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Thank you very kindly, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the meeting and joining early. It's the first club meeting, and because it's a virtual meeting, we will have to set some ground rules. To ensure that we have an enjoyable session, devoid of any sort of distraction, I would request us to have our microphones muted when we are not speaking. To be conscious of our environment, especially if we have our videos on, to avoid distracting views. And also, if you can, have your videos on to ensure an engaging and interactive session. I would now have the pleasure of inviting to the virtual lectern the #1 Toastmaster of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, the chair lady herself, who is leading the pack in the drive for a new chapter with new confidence, the queen of smiles, as we love to call her, a baby girl and a soft life queen. Please join me to welcome to the virtual lectern the president of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Lizzie Hoha. Madam President, over to you. Madam President, your microphone is muted.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Please confirm I'm being heard.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you most kindly, DTM Chidi, for standing in as the SAA. That's why you are double DTM and the double wine of Toastmasters. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, Happy New Year to us. Or do I say Happy New Chapter to us? Please, can I hear you say Happy New Chapter, Happy New Confidence
Happy
to
new
me?
chapter.
Just say it to yourself.
Happy new confidence.
Happy New Confidence.
Confidence
And Happy New Confidence to yourself. Yes. Thank you very kindly. Actually, it's a new year to begin with new confidence. And just as you all can see my background, it's something I took upon myself this year. If we're having a team called New Year or New Chapter, why don't I try to look out for something that I can do new in this new chapter? A friend once told me that every new chapter in life is an opportunity to be a better version of yourself, to look for something that you could not get in the older chapter and make a better part of it in the new chapter. The year 2023 has come and has gone. Almost all of us, or all of us, had plans for the year. It is okay not to fully achieve all your plans if you set them. But what happens to a new chapter? It means those plans that we were unable to achieve in the previous chapter is something that we can achieve in the new chapter. The way we were not able to move in the previous chapter, we should be able to move our confidence level to achieve better chapter in the new year. 2024 has a whole 366 days. What are you going to do with the 366 days? What do you intend to achieve in the 366 days? How do you intend to achieve this thing? I want to encourage every one of us. Let 2024 be a year of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Let your confidence be built through your mentors. Ask questions where you need to ask. That's the best way to build your confidence. Challenge yourself. Like the slogan in Nigeria now, which says, no grief for anybody. For those who might not understand what this means is, do not accept for anyone or what anyone says about you. If anyone says you cannot achieve that goal, do not accept it. You're in a new chapter. Your confidence level is high. Look for things that would make you be a better version of yourself. I'll leave us with this word, which I wrote this morning. And I would like us all to take it out. I would also write it on the chat room. And it is that every new chapter in life is an opportunity to learn something new. Unlearn something from the previous and relearn something for the future. So as we begin 2024, learn, unlearn, and relearn. Once again, I wish us all a fruitful 2024 with high confidence of achieving our set goals for the new year. Thank you and welcome everyone to this meeting, for the first meeting of the year 2024. Thank you very kindly. Now, for the benefits of our guests who are in the meeting, I would now like to hand over the meeting to properly start. In Toastmasters, there's someone we know as the Toastmaster of the day, popularly known in the secular world as the MC or the host of a meeting. Who is our host of today's meeting, or our TMOD of today's meeting? Our TMOD joined Toastmasters in 2022. She's currently serving as a Vice President membership of this club, LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, and the Secretary of Area 17. Her primary focus for 2024 is accelerated growth. And her favorite quote is, "Make haste while the sun shines." I forgot to mention that she's my mentee, and she's coming in with a new chapter. It's a new chapter for her, and she's coming in with a new confidence of taking the TMOD for the first time in LEARNTOR. Let us make welcome our TMOD for the first meeting in 2024, Toastmaster Opeyemi Morakiyo.
Thank you very kindly, Madam President. Thank you very much for the warm introduction. Not just TMOD for the first time, but the first TMOD for the year 2024. Please confirm if you can hear me and you can see me clearly.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's my pleasure to serve you as your Toastmaster of the day. And I believe that we are also excited, very excited about the meeting today. Before I go into the meeting today, I would like to recognize the presence of all our guests who have made it its point of duty to be around, to be in the meeting today. I would really like you to please stay to the end of this meeting, where we'll be able to have a chit chat with you and meet you one-on-one and answer your various questions. And now to the theme of the day, a new chapter, new confidence. New chapter, new confidence. The geographers explained that the Earth completes its revolution around the sun in 365 days, 365 and 1/4 day. And so January is here, is the beginning of another revolution, a new year, and a new chapter, I believe, for you and for me. It's time for us to stir up our confidence. It's time for us to face our giants. It's time for us to do the seemingly impossible. Maybe for you, it's a career shift. And for another person, it could be building healthy lifestyle. And for another person, it could be breaking master's eyes, and maybe yourself. And I really want to challenge every one of us. It's time for us to key into a new level of session with our prepared speaker who is in the name of Toastmaster Rachunada Raju. We're going to be having a session with him, a 30-minute session, training us, and also after that, we're going to be having a table topic session where the table topic master is going to be giving everybody a chance to speak impromptu. I tell you, if you are very shy of the camera like I am, this is an opportunity for you to push yourself forward with a new confidence and do the very seemingly impossible. And also we're going to be having, after the table topic session, we're going to be having the evaluation section. The evaluation section is where the general evaluator and the team are going to be providing feedback to everybody who spoke during the meeting, throughout the meeting. And today, if you're excited about this meeting today, I would like us to welcome to the virtual lantern, our general evaluator today. The general evaluator is Toastmaster Mercy. Toastmaster Mercy John Igbefe. Okay, I was just notified now that the table topic section will come before the training. So please let us take note of that. So start getting ready for you to speak, especially if you're a guest and if you're looking for an opportunity to speak to us today. Now, our general evaluator today is in the person of Toastmaster Mercy. And Toastmaster Mercy George Igbefe joined Toastmasters in year 2022, and she's currently the IPP of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club. Our primary focus for 2024 is renewed service to God. And do you know our favorite quote? True greatness is not in being great, but in the ability to make others great. I believe that that is coming from a really deep thought. And I really want us, with a sound round of applause, welcome our general evaluator to the virtual lantern. If you can unmute your mic, and please let us give a sound round of applause. Over to you, the general evaluator for today.
To my ebullient Toastmaster Okpeyemi Morakio, confirm I can be heard and I can be seen. Thank you.
Yes, you can
see everybody on the screen. I would say truly a new chapter, a new season. Thanks to Madam President. This is showing you that she's ready for 2024 by calling for this meeting. So I'm very excited about today. Toastmaster, from what I see here, we are all seasoned Toastmasters, so I'm not going to keep you on for longer than necessary. Toastmaster has 3 core segments. Okay, maybe for the benefit of those that might see online. 3 core segments: evaluation, extemporaneous session, where you speak off the cuff. Then we have the prepared speeches. But I know today we don't have prepared speeches. And so on that, I would like to appreciate our Vice President Education for working around the clock to ensuring we have a beautiful meeting. Please, can we appreciate her, Toastmaster Clementina, for the beautiful work she has done. Normally, in the capacity that I'm serving as the general evaluator, I will not be doing this task alone. I will be working alongside other evaluators, and I'll be calling on them to join me on the virtual stream to walk us through what their task would be. And the first on my list will be the grammarian. So she can give us the word of the day. And our grammarian for today is none other than Toastmaster, Clementina. I'm going to be running through our short bio. Just give me one moment because I'm juggling doing two things at the same time. A short bio. Clementina is our Vice President, Education. And I have the singular honor of calling out to the virtual LEARNTOR. She's a seasoned sales and marketing expert with a renowned FMCG company, a member of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, and currently serves as Vice President, Education. A primary focus, establish meaningful connection. I'm with you on that. You're not alone. Live happily and share happiness. I want some of those. Toastmaster clan, you have the floor as we welcome you to a new chapter, a new connection. The virtual floor is yours. Is the word of the day on the screen? Is it on the cue card?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. Let me get to share it.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I am super excited to be seeing everyone this year. And it's a great pleasure and honor to serve as the grammarian for the meeting today. And as the grammarian for today's meeting, it is my responsibility to help us evaluate our language skills, refine our articulation, and cultivate good speaking or good use of English language. And apart from also looking at the use of our languages during this meeting, I would also be introducing the word of the day. And the word of the day for today's meeting is lucid. Somebody repeat after me. Say lucid.
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 Yes, thank you very kindly. And what does lucid mean? Lucid, the word is an adjective, and it means express clearly, easy to understand. And some synonyms of the word of the day are clear, eloquent, comprehensible. And an example of the word lucid, while I was preparing for this role, I reflected on the most interesting part for me of a Toastmasters club meeting, which is the table topic session. So the example of my sentence came from that. And the example I would read. The table topic sessions are usually the highlight of a Toastmasters meeting for me, because they allow club members to express lucid thought on different subject matters extemporaneously. I'm very glad that I was able to pronounce that word extemporaneously very clearly. Anybody that knows me on this call know that I struggle with that pronunciation. So I look forward to correct use of words during this call or during the session, and also the use of the word of the day. At the end of this session, I'll come back and give an account of how we have fared using our grammatical structures, and also be awarding the highest user of the word of the day, lucid. Thank you very kindly, everyone, and I'm looking forward to a very lucid meeting. And back to you, my general evaluator.
Wow. Wouldn't you just say that Toastmaster Clementina was very lucid in delivering our role and sharing the word of the day? If you agree with me, can you graciously type the word lucid in the chat? I know we've echoed it, but can you do me the honor of typing the word lucid in the chat? Yay! Fantastic. I see Toastmaster Victoria. I see everyone. Fantastic. You are all lucid. There's someone that is always very competitive when it comes to the word of the day. And today, I really have to do a good job at using that word of the day. However time that I have the screen time, Lucy, Toastmaster Chidi, Lucy, the Chidi. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Toastmaster Clementina, for delivering that role in such a lucid fashion, if there's anything like that. With every new chapter in life comes an opportunity to rewrite your story with new confidence. It's a quote I thought I'd share. It's a new year, new opportunity to write your own chapter, your own first chapter of your book. Thank you. She has started. I told you, she's very competitive. I'm on to you. Following you very spiritually. It's a new season to start a new chapter, and which is what I am daring and challenging everyone to do. So let me call on my next role player. I see her on the screen. Let me follow the role player's structure. I'll be calling on Toastmaster Abdurrahman as our counter, or the quiz master. No, our counter is different. I'll call him. Let me get his profile as well. I know the Toastmaster. Yes, I've got it. Share. I'm trying to stay as lucid as possible, juggling both Zoom and playing my role, even as the general evaluator. Toastmaster Abdurrahman Adebayo, a member of LEARNTOR Toastmasters, joined Toastmasters in 2022. His primary focus for 2024, connecting with courage. That's a good title for your book in this year, Toastmaster Abdurrahman, if I can give you a nugget. His quote is, when you start to walk on the way appears. That is deep, very lucid quote. So you have the virtual floor to take us in sharing what your role for today is going to be. Over to you. We can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes, clearly.
All right. Thank you, Madam Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. It's an honor to be here today. I am excited to be part of this meeting. It was the words of an American writer and humorist, Mark Twain, that says, the right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as the rightly timed pause. My role today is to ensure and watch after every repeated word, habituation, such as so, like, therefore, and then, and likewise the pause fillers, such as and the related ones like that. I will be monitoring this, and I will put it in my report. And at the end of the meeting, during the evaluation session, I'll come back to share the report with everyone. This is my work today, and I challenge everybody to use the pause at the necessary place to make it more effective. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, my counter, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Another quote I'd like to share with you all. Embrace the unknown of a new chapter with the confidence that you have the power to shape your destiny. And that exactly speaks to the quote by our counter today. So let me go on to call on our beautiful, ebullient, lucid Toastmaster Oloruntobi Ojo for our role as a timer. It's important to understand, TikTok says the time, Time truly waits for no one. Okay, Toastmaster Oloruntobi Ojo is an HR consultant with over 10 years professional experience across customer relationship management and talent and human resource consulting. She is a member of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club and joined Toastmasters in 2022. She loves sightseeing, exploring life, and meeting interesting people. And I'm sure in the state of our lucid mind, our goal for 2024, which was what one of the things the president asked, is to connect with new people. You have the virtual floor. Toastmaster Oloruntobi Ojo.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mercy. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, great afternoon to us today, and welcome to a new beginning. Time is life, and the essence of life is time. You see a time waster, then you see a life waster. On this note, I will be introducing my role. I am the timer for today, and which means I'm going to be taking note of the duration of our speeches, of our evaluations, of our presentations, and kindly just take note of my screen as I share. So for the table topics, it's supposed to be maximum of 2 minutes. So once it is 1 minute, I'm going to flag the red color card, which means you should be trying to wrap up. And once it is 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'm going to flag the yellow card, which means at this point, wrap up. Okay, and if the speech is still flowing, please, once you see this, just step down immediately. So this is going to happen for all the speeches. Prepared speech, we are not having prepared speeches, so I will just skip that. So, but ideally that should be like 5 to 7 minutes. And for evaluation sessions, it's supposed to be about 2 to 3 minutes. So once it's 2 minutes, that means you will see my green card. 2.5 minutes, you are going to see the yellow card, and once it's 3 minutes, you see the red card. So please, let's pay attention and let's keep to time. We are going to make this meeting a lucid and interesting one, and we respect the time of everyone. At the end of the session, I'll be back to give a report of how we utilized time today. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Mercy.
Thank you for that lucid rendition of your role. I'd like to call on the Queen of Smile. There's something that I think I'm going to jump on a bandwagon this 2024. I've noticed the role that she has actually been playing a lot is listening evaluator or evaluation in general. I caught on to you, Queen of Smiles. Is she there? Yes.
I am here.
I think it's most powerful to learn the art of listening. And you have more superpower than some of us that are great talkers. New beginning brings new opportunity to showcase your confidence and strength. And I'm sure that's a journey the Queen of Smiles, our president, is embarking on. So I'd like to call on her. She's been rightly introduced. There won't be any point to reintroduce her and our role. What happened? And our role to tell us why. Me, I'm more interested in the why. But tell us what your role you're going to be doing within the capacity, and why have you been playing the listening evaluator? The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam GE, for the lucid introduction. Okay, why listening evaluator? An American financial statesman, Bernard Birch, he says that most of the successful people he has seen are good listeners than talkers. When I read this, I chose to myself that I'll be more of a good listener than more of a talker. And the same thing goes with leadership. It is stated that to be a good listener, to be a good leader, you have to be a good listener. You listen to both the words said and the words not said. But today, as a listening evaluator of this meeting, my role is simple. I shall be listening to every word, every lucid word that will be said by everyone in this meeting, and take down notes of some quotes, of some words. And after the meeting, I'll come back to ask us questions to be sure of how many of us have been listening to everyone and what they have said. I just want to tell us this, that the best gift you can give to anyone who is speaking is attention to what he or she is saying. So please today, as our speakers give lucid speeches, take time to listen. And when I come back, you never can tell. You might just have a gift from me at the end of the meeting. Thank you. And it's back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much, Madam President and our listening evaluator. Did you just get that? She just gave you a secret. So our president carefully shared our vision for today, for our future, and how she's going to be remarkable by listening. That was lucid, inspiring, sharing, inspiring us to have confidence that to be a great Toastmasters, to be a seasoned Toastmasters, listening is your ultimate goal. For you to give a good evaluation, and it helps with your speeches. On this note, I've wrapped up my responsibility as a general evaluator. I think I've said lucid a dozen times. I don't know about DTM Chidi because this meeting, I know I'm supposed to be listening more. I intend to win the most used word of the day, but you can compete with me in the comment. Please make sure you drop your thoughts in the meeting. I'll call back the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you most graciously, Madam GE, and our beautiful and eminent team of lucid evaluators. If you agree with me that we have a lucid team of evaluators, please type lucid in the chat box. Wow, somebody said she was lucidly lucid. Yes, thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm excited as you are excited. And to conduct the table topic section for us, we're going to be welcoming the table topic master. Table topic master today.
Good morning,
Madam
good
Zoom
evening,
master,
good
please, can you?
afternoon. I'm sorry?
Okay, I think Toastmaster Kwemi is struggling with our network. So let me bring up on the table topic master for today's meeting.
Profile.
Toastmaster Kwe, can I support? I think your network is crackling. Please, can you confirm you can hear me? You can. Please let me.
Yes,
I
yes,
can
I can hear you.
fine.
Okay, fantastic. I have the singular honor of introducing a lucid, distinguished Toastmaster, Lisa. She will be playing Lisa Thompson. She will be playing the role of the table topic master. And our full name, like I rightly said, is Lisa Thompson. She joined Toastmaster November 2020. This is right in the middle of pandemic, if I'm correct. Our current responsibility is Vice President membership and President. Oh, I love lucid women like this. She's playing double role, President of Kidney Stories and Vice President of Peace Skills. A primary focus for 2024 is to obtain Division Director. Ooh, I love that. Very clear, unequivocal, ambitious goal. Congratulations in advance. A quote, "It is not an ending, just another beginning of a new awareness." We have the virtual floor, bringing on the Toastmaster, table topic master, distinguished Toastmaster Lisa Thompson. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for your kind introduction. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. I am in New York, and I am your table topics master for today. Before we start, I'd like to see a show of hands for anyone that has never done a table topic. Okay, so you've all been experienced with table topics. I'd like to let you know that a table topic is from 1 to 2 minutes. It's considered a mini speech. It has an opening, a personal story, an ending. In the opening, we usually try to ask a question of the audience, so we bring our audience in. At the end, we usually try to have a takeaway. In the middle, for your personal story, think of it as having 4 components. Once upon a time, suddenly something happens. Luckily, there was a solution, and ever since then, we've been transformed to think about life differently. So the questions for today will focus on the new year, your new beginning, your new chapter, something that's going to be brought from the past into the present and the future, and how that's going to make us improved as speakers and as leaders. As far as timing is concerned, 1 minute when the green comes on is not the end. That's just the beginning. The yellow, again, is not the end. That's just the middle. The red is not the end. That's just the beginning of your takeaway. You have an additional 30 seconds. So think of this as a mini speech of less than 2.5 minutes. There's not much to be gained by a 43-second table topics. You need to impart wisdom to us. And with that, I would like to see a show of hands for anyone who would like to participate. So if no one wants to participate, my job here is done. Thank you so much for having me. This was a lucid experience. Is there anyone that would like to participate and do a table topic?
Okay, my hand is up as a general evaluator. Let me be the first participant.
Thank you so much, Mercy. I appreciate that. What are your goals for the new year? Mercy, what are your goals for the new year?
That is a very packed question. Unpacking it is quite a lot. What are my goals for 2024? Distinguished Toastmasters, and if we have any guests present, my goal for the new year is rediscovery, to live a life of empathy and kindness. That's one of my mantras, to try to push the limits of myself. In addition, to die to serve as much as possible. And while doing it, be as lucid as possible. Oftentimes, I strongly believe we take people for granted. We take ourselves for granted. So, in re-evaluating, in reconnecting, realigning, and rediscovering of Mercy George Ibafe, I've made up my mind that my goal is to live as intentional, with so much empathy, kindness, grace, consideration for the other person. And so, again, if you did not think about a goal, if you did not have a plan, this is my charge to you. How do you want to be remembered? What do you want people to say of you? If this inspires you, start to introspect, be as lucid, clear as daylight, and recharting the cause of your destiny. I want to be remembered as a force for good. And so, realignment with God or realignment with myself, and living a life full of grace and so much empathy. I didn't see the timer card, and I'm sure probably my time is up. But I want to say that is my goal, and I hope it inspires someone to try to live as intentional, deliberate as possible. You have the virtual floor, the table topic master.
Thank you, Mercy. I didn't see the timing card either. Where is the timer? So timer, if you put your hand up, you'll be pinned in the upper left-hand corner and more easily identified. So you just need to use your reaction button and raise your hand in order to move you to the upper left corner. Do you want to try that? That way we can follow the timing. So Mercy, you did a great job. And I would encourage you for your next table topic to share something personal that we can hold on to so we can see the points that you are making. Who would like to go next? I'm just going to start calling.
You have a hand up. You have a hand.
Okay, I can't see your hand for some reason.
Chidi's hand is up. Toastmaster Chidi.
Okay, Toastmaster Chidi, can you please? I see you. Okay, perfect. And do you see the timer, Toastmaster Chidi?
I do not see the timer.
Right, that's why I suggested she raise her hand.
I think she's having a challenge with the screen. Toastmaster Toby, are you having a problem with your background?
Okay, now her hand is up. Do you see her, Chidi?
I see
Thank
her.
you so much. Okay. So the second question is, how will you adapt to change in the coming year? How will you adapt to change in the coming year, Toastmaster Chidi?
Thank you very kindly for that question. Distinguished Toastmaster Lisa, how will I adapt to change in this new year? You will agree with me that the only thing constant in life is change. And I have experienced change in more than one way in this new year. The question about how I will adapt is to do something that I have learned to do over the years. You see, I have become accustomed to change, whether in my personal life or professionally. Matter of fact, just a year ago, I moved out of my comfort zone. I left my country and my beloved people, and I moved to an environment where I am beginning to learn to adapt. I experienced culture shock. I experienced shock in the workplace, and I'm beginning to learn to adapt to those things. How will I do this? Is acknowledging the fact that change is constant and there's little or nothing I can do about it. It's to understand that I need to accept that fact of change. Identify the areas where I'm at variance with wherever I am. Am I used to waking up in the morning and go visit my neighbor, and that in the new environment, you can't do that? Am I used to having other people do things to me, do things for me, and I have to learn to do those things by myself? When I'm able to identify the variances between what I'm used to and what is the new, then I can bridge the gap between both. Once I've done that identification, I've identified those areas, I now figure out how to begin to bridge the gap to get from point A to point B. Once this is done, then I can sit back, relax, and enjoy the change that is coming to me. You see, I have realized that we need to be lucid in everything we do. We speak lucidly, act lucidly, think lucidly. And when you do those, no matter the amount of change that comes to you, you'll be able to adapt to it. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
That was great. I hope that you're able to overcome the shock that you're feeling in all the different environments in your life through the changes you're making to adapt to them. So good luck in the new year, Chidi, Toastmaster Chidi. So, okay, that was lucid, and I would like to go on to the next person. I see my good friend Elios. Elios does the greatest table topics in the world. Elios, can I ask you a question?
Oh,
Show us how table topics is done. Elios, share a memorable experience from a previous new year. Elios, are you ready?
okay. Wait.
Share a memorable experience from a previous new year. And thank you so much for being here.
You hear me and see me? Yes? Okay, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, Happy New Year 2024. Please give a pat to your back here because you made it for the 1 year, 12 months, and so many memories on it. And if I ask, Elios, you have 365 memories in the past year. Can you share one of it that is the most precious one? Well, it won't be do justice to all of those days. 364 days will be jealous of it. But I would like to say that I'm so blessed. I got surgery on the 19th of December on my leg. I removed the metal plate and the pen that helped me walk for this past 1 year. Imagine, last year, I got an accident that I broke my leg. I cannot walk. I could not walk for 5 months. I got recovered on November last year. And I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. I can use both of my legs. And then again, after I got the surgery, it's already almost 1 month here. We only 12 weeks passed. I feel like it is a deja vu. I need to recover myself. I need to be healthy. And this is the moment of truth. Appreciate your health and be the ambassador of healthy. Because once you are healthy, you can do anything in the world. You can attend Toastmasters meeting. You can be an influencer. You can be anything. And I'm just choosing to become me, to be myself, and to open up to you. Back to you, Bisa.
That was fabulous, Elios. I just want to point out what Elios did. He had a fabulous introduction talking about his 365 memories. It was an awesome start. It brought us all into knowing what his memories were. Then he shared a personal story that I actually was not aware of. In spite of knowing Elios, I didn't know he had just gone through surgery. And then he shared the takeaway to appreciate our health. What a perfect table topics that was. And thank you so much for sharing that with all of us, Elios. And I wish you a great new year. So let's see who's next. How about Victoria?
Yes, I'm here.
Can we see
Victoria
you?
is here. Good evening.
Can we see you? Can you show yourself?
Let me have my set.
Oh, there you are. You look great. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for being here. Usually when I end up showing myself, I'm in bed. So it's great to be able to see you up and around. So what aspects of your life are you looking to refresh in the upcoming year? What aspects of your life are you looking forward to refresh in the upcoming new year, Toastmaster Victoria?
What aspects of my life am I ready to refresh in the new year? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and amiable guests. This year, I have told myself that I've been on a journey. The journey of doing it right, health-wise, eating right, doing things right when it comes to what I put into myself, what I had to myself, of where I present myself or where I experience life. It is not a new story to be told when we say, let your food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food. I am a very, very passionate person when it comes to eating right. And I'm an organic gardener and a campaigner of same. I encourage people to go organic and eat right. So this year, I want to go to another level. I've just registered with the chef that does food in the natural way, healthy cooking, and I'm going to have another class or training that is going to take me to another level of what I was already doing. I'm not just planting. I want to know how to combine what I have to have a great, refreshing food for myself and my partner. That is what I have made up my mind about. And going forward, it is very lucid to me that I'm taking the right step. And lucidly, I've started. Yesterday, I prepared my cold press coconut oil myself, which is a step in the right direction. And I wish to encourage everyone to do the same. Take this journey seriously and be clear or lucid about why you are living your life. Thank you, Table Topic Master. Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Victoria. That was phenomenal. You did a great job talking about your organic garden and about being healthy in the new year, and that's definitely something that we all need to do. And I wish you well in combining foods in a way that works best for your lab numbers and for your personal health. The personal health of each of us is different depending upon what your labs say. You need to eat right for you. So I would encourage you to do that. It's not about preconceived notions. It's about what's right for your body at this time of your life. So I wish you all the best. And
thank you.
You're welcome. Rosemary, are you able to do a table topic? Udo, are you able to do a table topic?
Rosemary is here. I'll shift the screen for her. She will use my screen and my audio.
Great, Mercy. Thank you.
Listen.
She all set? Are you all set?
Yeah, she's ready.
Okay, perfect. So your question is, how do you define success in your new year? How do you define success in your new year? Do you understand the question?
How do you define success in the new year?
Okay, how do I define my success in the new year? Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'll start by what will make a success in the new year. For a great success in the new year, I would need to have a new year's resolution. Number one. Number two, it will also be important for me to be able to carry out those New Year's resolutions well. So, and also to build a good foundation. For my success. So when my success is being built, it will not crumble down. And I'll also need to have been prepared for my New Year's resolution, and also be prepared how it will affect me, whether good or bad. So my answer will be to be prepared. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
That's such a great plan. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And it was a pleasure hearing you speak. I wish you well and your success for the coming year. Madam Timer, how much more time do we have?
Okay, just to speak on behalf of the timer, at this point, we can actually move on to the evaluation or the voting for the best speech, then evaluation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Toastmaster of the day, you have the floor. You can now call on me. Is she here?
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Madam Table Topic Master rather, for such an engaging and energizing section, the table topic session, and also for the speakers who were so bold and taking the new level of confidence to speak on this session. And so we're going to be voting for the best speaker. I will say that, and you agree with me that all the speakers today have done extraordinarily well. They were very lucid with their presentation, and I would like us to encourage them and by recognizing each one of them with a resounding round of applause.
Hold on a second. I made a mistake with Toastmaster. Okay, it's correct. Okay.
Okay,
Please,
Madam
you can start the
Toastmaster,
voting now. Yes, the poll.
Okay. Yes.
It's on your screen.
So, okay, thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Zumaster. Now we have the poll displayed on our screen. It is time for us to vote for the best speakers. As I mentioned earlier, everyone has done exceptionally well, but we just want to choose somebody as our best speaker, table topic speaker for today, to recognize and encourage other people to come on to speak unprepared, because we really don't know when and where we are going to be required to speak unprepared. And this is just a training opportunity for us. So in 30 seconds, please let's select who is our best speaker so we can continue on the next line of agenda. Thank you very much. I believe we have all voted. Yes. And as I mentioned earlier, that it is time for us to stir up our confidence. It's time for us to face our giants. It's time for us to take on that seemingly impossible journey that seems that we cannot embark on. It is time for us to open this new chapter with a new level of confidence than we have been doing before. And maybe for you, you might just have to start from taking that very simple step. And now we're going to be going into the section of the training with Toastmaster Raju, DTM Raju, forgive me. And I'll be starting with introduction. Yes.
Sorry, excuse me, TMOD. Yeah, I thought we're meant to have the evaluation of the table topics. Point of order.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for that, Madam VP. Yes, the evaluation. So I would like to call on the table topics, the evaluation. Just a minute, so I can be in scene. Excuse me. Okay. All right, so we're going to be going to the section of table topic evaluation, and I'll be introducing Toastmaster Vibuda. Madam Zumaster, please help with the profile of Toastmaster Vibuda for the table topic evaluation. Please pardon me if I do not pronounce this name very well. Toastmaster Vibuda Rana Singh. Let me just use Rana, okay? I know she is going to come here and tell us how the name is being pronounced. Is currently the Vice President Public Relations of Serendip Toastmaster. Is a mentor, a second runner-up of the humorous speech contest organized by the Serendip Toastmaster. Yeah, wow. He's also a contest master for humorous and international speech contests in the area and the division contest. So it's going to be very sure we're going to see going home with a lot of humor today. He's been a Toastmaster for 2.5 years, and he has completed motivational strategies level. Wow. So it's a pleasure to introduce and to have Toastmaster Vibuda Rana on the virtual lesson as it takes the table topic evaluation. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, for that wonderful, comprehensive, elaborate, lucid introduction. So let me get into our evaluations. So the first speaker who spoke today was Toastmaster Mercy, and her topic was, what are your New Year resolutions? Madam Toastmaster Mercy, if I'm pronouncing your name correct, right? Mercy, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Let me tell you what I loved about your speech. First, you had a you had a really clear, lucid word flow. Words were flowing throughout like water from your. And you were so welcoming, and you openly participated. You took up the challenge. I'm going to, as a general evaluator, I'm going to take up this challenge, and I'm going to do my first speech. That's really phenomenal. Those are the two points that I'm just going to make it quick because we have the training session. So the other point, let me tell you another point, that is it's very good that you tended to use the word of the day in your speech. I think most of the most of the table topic speeches did that. It's really good. And normally in my club, it's very rare that I find people using the word of the day in the table topic speech. It's really good and it's really phenomenal and it's really amazing that you did that. And also, my next speaker was Toastmaster Chidi. Chidi, right? If I'm pronouncing your name correct? Yeah. Okay. So, how will you adapt to change in the coming year? It's a very relatable topic. So I also was thinking of how can I change on how I can go with the change in the coming new year. So let me tell you what I loved about your speech. First of all, I noticed that you had really amazing voice variation. You variated your voice, increasing your volume where you wanted to, decreasing your volume where you wanted to decrease, and you kept that voice variation flow going. It is really cool because it is a table topic session and it's really difficult to incorporate table topic voice variation in table topics. Actually, it's in my personal opinion. And also, another point is in my opinion, so I loved how you explained about you yourself, you stepping out of the comfort zone. It's really cool because each of us can relate to it. Me personally, when I started Toastmasters, I also was very comfortable in my comfort zone. But then Toastmasters made me step out. It's really good. And you related it to the entire audience. And also, in my humble way to challenge yourself, I will give you 2 points that I noticed in your speech. I noticed you had hand gestures, but I didn't see them properly. So I know it's virtual, it's difficult, it's very difficult. I totally understand that. But next time, let's try to, rather than let's try to bring it up here. It is so you can see the hand gestures. And then the audience can go with the flow of the hand gestures. And also, I noticed that you thanked at the end of the speech. So normally, I think all of the Toastmasters here agree with the audience should be thanking you because you were confident. You spoke to them. You spoke on behalf of them because you spoke on behalf of. It's really cool. It's really cool. But normally, you don't thank at the end of the end of any speech. And also, my next speaker, Toastmaster Elios, memorable experiences in previous New Year. Wow, what an amazing speech. I loved how you started off and how we engaged the audience. You give a pat on the back. Then the audience automatically engages with you. They sync with you in order to, in order to go with the flow of your speeches. And the other one is, I thought your speech was a prepared speech. It was properly structured, has a proper introduction, a body, and a conclusion. I thought I didn't see it was an impromptu speech, but it's really cool. And also I saw your gestures, but also I noticed, in order to challenge yourself, a couple of points I noticed. You had voice variation, but let's vary it a tad bit more, just a little bit, not other, but just a little bit more. Let's vary that a little bit more, just a little, not too much. And also, I don't know, maybe it's just my screen. I didn't see you were looking at the camera. Maybe it's my screen. I didn't see that in my screen at least. So I think it's really cool. And the other one, my final speaker, one before the last speaker is Toastmaster Victoria. So her topic was, what aspects of your life are you looking to refresh in the coming new year? These topics all could relate to anyone because it could relate to anyone because everyone, it's a new year for everyone, new 365 days. So it's really cool. And also a few the points that I loved about your speech. I loved how you had an end message telling that you be lucid about what you are doing. So then the audience will register and tell, all right, we should have a clear-cut idea on what we are doing. That message is something that is necessary. And also, I loved how you shared your personal stories with the audience. And also, a few points, a point to challenge yourself and take your speech to the next level. I noticed that you were on the phone, but let's try to look at the camera a little bit. Maybe you could take a bottle or something, or maybe you could take a box and mount the phone and speak to the phone. And yes, those, and also my final speaker, Toastmaster Rosemary. So she spoke about how do you define success in the new year. So each of us are willing to be successful in the new year. So it is a really good thing. And also, let me make it quick and let me tell you what I loved about your speech. First of all, just like most of the speakers, you had a proper categorized breakdown, talking about first is one is this, two is this, three is this. So like that, you had a clear-cut, proper breakdown. And also, you had a very descriptive, elaborate speech and a really good end message. And in order to take your speaking level, table topic speeches to the next level, I noticed the point that you had a high amount of filler words, a lot of you used. So let's try to minimize that from the next speech. So as long as you speak more, and as long and tip from I know all the Toastmasters know, the more when you take the R counter, so it helps you minimize your long pauses, short pauses as well. And also it's amazing, and let's try to minimize syllabus. Overall, all our speakers did amazing. I loved each and every single speech. This was a really new experience for me, evaluating a proficient group of speakers. So I think overall everyone did amazing, and it was really cool. And I'm honored and privileged to come from Sri Lanka and evaluate your speeches. And it's yeah, that's the end of my report. I know I'm out of time because
you left me out, by Buddha.
Sorry?
You didn't evaluate me.
Your table topic session.
I will evaluate you as a general evaluator.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway, I had some feedback points to give, but yeah, I would like Toastmaster Mercy is willing to then over to you. I think that's all.
I would really like to hear yours, by Buddha. That's why I asked for it. I think you're an amazing evaluator. I was wondering what you'd say about the table topics.
No, that's what I was going to say, because all of these topics were really cool. So it is something that all of the audience, all this audience could relate to, because all of us are in New Year, and all of these topics could relate. It's in our mind. All right, so we should have how can we define our success in the New Year? We all stay curious, and also what aspects of your life are you looking to refresh? That's also real. I'm also looking on my aspects to refresh. So that's really those are some, how can I say, superb. I mean, it's a level because it is really fit with the theme, the theme, and yes, that's my evaluation. And yes, and hand controls back to our general evaluator. Sorry, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster evaluator. I must say that your smile, which I really like, it's very contagious, and it's also made your evaluation very smooth, very welcoming. I believe that all of the topic speakers received the evaluation very well, and they have also seen areas to improve on those things you have highlighted. And thank you very much for such a lucid evaluation of the table topics. And now it is time to go into the training for today. And we're going to...
So please check your message. Sorry, thank you.
Okay, I've not received any message here.
On Zoom. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right, so our trainer today is such a long name, so pardon me if I do not pronounce it properly. I believe that you will.
It's okay. You can just call me Raghu. That should be simple.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Raghu. DTM Raghu. Wow. We are exceptional educator for today. You will be speaking with us for 30 minutes, and the timer will be showing up this card. Please, I would like you to interact, keep your write down your questions, and allow for feedbacks after this training so that we can all engage everyone together. Now, to introduce DTM Raghu has achieved 4 DTMs, which is the highest level in the Toastmasters educational path, and is about to get his 5th DTM status. Is somebody excited? No one is excited. Wow, I am. 4 DTMs and now going to come to have the 5th DTM status. Yeah, anyways, not just that, they have spoken in about 950 clubs in 145 countries. Another exciting news, right? Another very fun, wonderful fact is that he has served as area director in Division 18 in Maryland, USA, and as a division director in the District 101, California, USA. Wow, this man is super packed for us today, right? And one very fantastic fact you should also keep at the back of your mind is that he has chartered 4 clubs and conducted 8 speechcrafts so far. I am excited about this training today, and I know you are also super excited about it. And I would like you to welcome with me DTM Raju to the virtual LEARNTOR.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. So while I asked the technical chair to give me access to share, but while he's doing that,
You can share. You can share.
Wonderful. Wonderful, madam. Okay, now I have a question for everyone before I start my session. What is a speech as per you? And when do you think your speech is effective? Does someone want to speak? Let me put into 2 questions. What is a speech as per you?
Can I attempt?
Sure.
Okay, for me, a speech is telling a story, and a meaningful story that is going to be impactful to someone and give a cause for someone to change towards something.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Does someone want to answer?
Yeah, I'm also with Toastmasters on that, because like when we are giving a speech, we are trying to convey a message. In order to convey a message, and also when we convey a message, that message, we are trying to register that message in the audience, the listener's mind, so they can, so for example, if you are giving a motivational speech, so they want to change, become a motivational person, motivate themselves. So that's my opinion on speeches. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Second question. When do you think a speech is effective? Timer? Somebody in the room want to answer? When do you think a speech is effective? Today, I'm delivering a session here.
A speech is never perfect.
Can you repeat that?
A speech is never perfect. The reason we are all in Toastmasters.
No perfect, but let's not talk about perfect. When do you think is effective?
Okay, let me give that a try. A speech, for me, first of all, is a form of communication. And an effective speech is one that is able to induce an action, right? That is able to induce the audience to take an action. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. Now, I agree with all of you, but I have one statement to make. If today, even one person in the room cannot understand my session, I am not an effective speaker. Loud and clear. If you are a speaker on the stage, if anyone in the room, in the audience cannot understand, then you're failing as a speaker. Right? Now with that note, let's dive into a session. Now, why do we need to do prepared speeches? Does someone want to answer? Why do we need to do prepared speeches? What is in it for you? Why prepared speeches? Why can't I just come, stand, and speak something? Any answer? To meet the objectives. Elios, thank you. Anybody else? Speak with a purpose. Okay. Nobody wants to interact? Let's make it interactive. But at least in the interest of time, let me cover that for you. First thing is effective communication, time management, organization skills, and because I learned all these skills, confidence. How do I do it? Let's start with the first speech. What is the first speech in Pathways? What is the first speech? Simple question. All Toastmasters. What is the first speech in Pathways?
Icebreaker.
Come on.
Icebreaker.
Wonderful. Icebreaker. Now you're 30, 40, 20 years, whatever your age is, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. Is it very simple to put all your life experience in that 4 to 6 minutes, which is 400 to 600 word? Is that easy? Yes or no? No, right? Then how do you do it? You have to choose right words which can express the complete meaning that you want to convey or signifies what you want to convey in that message. And with that, what you learn how to effectively communicate, and same time you learn and improve your language. Doesn't matter English, doesn't matter French, doesn't matter whichever language you are doing it. You learn to improve your language in a way that you can convey in your message in a less.
You're not taking notes. Oh, sorry.
And with that, you learn to improve your time management. Now you see a politician where you have dragged the mic out of, but for a Toastmaster, you don't need to do that because they complete in a time. Now leave DTMs because DTM also means don't time me. So that's what we stand for. Otherwise, if you're a Toastmasters, people will be timing you. Third thing is organization skills. So you talked about speaking on a purpose and also trying to organize better, with and where we have opening, body, conclusion, all that skill. And then speaking around your purpose of speech is where you learn how to organize well. And the last is because you're able to do all this, you will learn to become confident. You learn to become confident because, for example, let us say you're going in a battle. You have a weapon in your hand. Don't you feel confident? Let us say you're going to beat someone. You have a stick in your hand. You feel confident. If you're going to market, you have money in your pocket, your money in your bank, you feel confident. Exactly, which is why with a prepared speech, a draft in your hand, you feel confident because you're able to improve all the skills with that. With that draft, irrespective, you don't remember that, but you have a draft ready. That is always your confidence, which is why you should keep doing your prepared speeches. Now, how do we do that? A speech has a structure. The structure is opening, body, and conclusion. The opening can be anything that is where you're relating or hinting to the topic of the speech. Your body is where you're developing your story. It can be a topic that you're going to talk about and elaborate about it. And then conclusion where you're going to talk about summarizing what you're taught, giving lessons learned, or the action to be taken, summarizing it, or call for action for people to talk anything. but where you are summarizing or relieving the audience from entire topic. This is necessary for your speech to be effective. Otherwise, it is just like the lingering movies where you keep seeing and you never know what really happened. If you don't relieve the audience, they won't get happy. And as a speaker, you must relieve them. Now remember, the 3 T's of any speech. Tell them what you're going to tell them. That's your opening. Tell them is your body. And tell them what you're told is your conclusion where you are summarizing your speech. Remember this every time. Now, how do you do your opening? You can start with a core, or maybe preparing the audience, just like what I did. Ask some question, set the context. So you can start with that. Or arouse suspense. Ask provocative questions. For example, if I today want to talk about women empowerment, or let us say girl child education, I may ask question. Why do women need empowerment? Why do women need jobs? Why do women need to work? It is men that need to work. Why do women need education? They don't need it. These statements, these questions are provocative enough for you to think, what the hell is he going to talk about? You're ready to kid me, but you are eager to listen same time. That is where you're arousing the suspense, or maybe asking provocative questions. I start with a story. I love telling stories. Most of the speeches have a story as the opening. So you can have a story, but remember, it should be relating. You should be able to relate that to the main topic that you're going to talk about. Or you can also state the importance. For example, you want to talk about environment preservation, or maybe you want to talk about how cultural preservation. No, you have to emphasize that so you can talk about the importance of it. Or you can have a rhetorical question. Now, I have a speech where I keep asking people around, are we really free and independent? And I give different perspectives or different stories, my personal stories, where I went to different emotional issues that I had to face due to different social issues, right? And then I kept asking, are we really free? Are we really free? Are we really free and independent? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. I kept saying that. It was a provocative question that made people to keep thinking, and I kept asking in between the speeches. So you, at a frequent intervals, you are asking them. I also have an icebreaker speech. What are you, or what am I? What am I? I asked, and then I made, what am I? And I am a husband. I am a father. I am the one who overcome fear of public speaking. And I kept talking about different situations, and then I made a statement. What am I? What am I? So you can ask that such a rhetorical question in your speech. Now, what you must avoid is avoid acknowledging the kind of preparation nobody wants to know. Some people say, today I'm giving icebreaker speech, today I'm going so-and-so speech. No. Now, when you're going to present to your boss or somebody, you don't say that today I'm going to present my idea. Nah, you get straight into the story, get straight into the business. That's what matters, right? And be as energetic as possible. Enjoy your speech. If you don't enjoy your speech, nobody on the earth will enjoy it. You enjoy it and let the world enjoy it. And if you don't, if you're dull, you are boring, people will not be with you. And as I told, if anybody in the audience sleeps, if anybody in the audience is not paying attention, if anybody in the audience doesn't understand you, you're failing as a speaker. Now it is my responsibility to keep all and each and every one of you to study and not to sleep in my session. That's my criteria to be an efficient speaker. Last but not least is avoid delaying the topic. Today I had listened to a speech, an icebreaker speech, where he talked about programming, how we are programmed in our life by our parents or by different set of people. But I felt it came almost near the green card when he actually spoke about the real topics. If you are delaying that, people lose the interest in your speech. So whatever you want to state, it should come as soon as possible. So your opening should not take more than 10 to 15% of your speech. So that way, people are with you. Otherwise, people will lose the interest and don't understand what exactly you're going to speak about. So understand this one. Now, how do you develop your body? First thing is, what is that one central idea that you want to convey? Importance of girl child education, or importance of women empowerment, or let us say that you want to preserve earth, or ban plastic. Talk about something. For example, I had a topic where people were taking my name funny across the world. So I made a topic to talk about how my name was made fun of at several instances and how mispronounced it was. That was my main topic. Then list down 5 points based upon that. So I listed out different instances of it. Arrange them in the order, ascending order. How do you want to convey? So I started with a Shakespeare quote, what's in a name, and then I went with different instances, 4 different instances where I faced, and then expanded them. That's how you need to write points and then put them in order and then expand them, right? And then you must understand that all those speeches, that effective speeches that you see across the world, are written and rewritten. I have happened to have worked with some of the world championship, at least the people who went till semi-finals at world championship stage, and they have practiced these speeches rigorously and before different kind of audience. Keep giving the same speech several times, get the feedback, adjust the draft, which is why you must have a draft ready. And then stick to the chair, which means that you need to stick to the topic that you want to talk about. And then remember, you need to keep visiting your draft back and then working upon it. If you want to talk before international audience, first thing is your rate of speech. This is a challenge that I faced when I went across the world giving speeches. People didn't understand me because we Indians tend to speak very fast because of our mother tongue influence. So which is why I had to reduce my pace and same time work upon my enunciation. I'm not 100% there, but at least till a percentage where people are able to listen to me. Now, 80 to 100 words per minute is the good rate of speech where people can understand you. So edit your draft enough so that people can listen to you and your rate of speech is proper. Now, what should be in a conclusion is where you're achieving the sense of closure is what you should be there in conclusion. That can be in an impact, how you want to make an impact. For example, summarize your main points, whatever points that you have covered in your speech, 1, 2, 3, 4, make those points there. Our call for action, for example, let us say in my speech where people are mispronounced, I talked about the importance of how name is an identity of a person and how we should take that time necessary to pronounce name properly. For example, Eliza today joined one of the meeting I was in and ensured to understand the pronunciation of my name so that she can take that name properly in this meeting, right? So that and a call for action that I'm giving are refer to the beginning of speech. So I close it referring what maybe Shakespeare is right in saying what's in a name, but still a rose has its own fragrance, its own uniqueness. When we call it a rose, we are respecting that uniqueness, is what I said. Referring it back, but giving a conclusion, a summary. Excuse me. So you must memorize your conclusion. At least remember what you're going to cover there and end it on time. Do not try to bring in new points. Remember, as soon as you see a green card, walk towards the conclusion. You should remember that, right? Craft a compelling content that people will be able to relate to, people will be able to, are rather eager to hear to. This is important, right? Delivery is important, but the content is much more important. If you look at the judge criteria, even for international speech contest, 50% of marks is assigned for content. Now I can do dramas, I can do dance, everything, but you are not here to look at my dance or drama. Even if when you're presenting in your office, when you're presenting as an entrepreneur, people that are there to listen to the content that you have, the logic that you have, right? So the content is the king. So you must have proper content. So develop it in a content in a way that people are ready and it's clear for them. Next thing is make it universal. Universal where everybody can relate. So now I can write a speech that is local to my place where I live in India, southern India. Rather, my place is Telangana. I can write a speech where people can understand here. That makes sense. Now maybe more than that, southern India, doesn't still make. I'm coming and giving a speech in Nigeria. How do you understand? What do I have back in India? Now I should have a speech where everybody and anybody can connect with. I can also give a speech where it's gender bias, or maybe a topic that only few people can understand. Right? I'm a Harry Potter fan. Now I talk about something about Harry Potter. Now you are not a fan of Harry Potter. Do you understand? No. I watched a Hollywood movie, Inception. If I'm going to talk about it, you don't understand. So try to bring such topics. For example, I had a speech where I talked about killing my mentor, how critical he was, and he was trying to push me towards achieving excellence. So I was so frustrated that I wrote this speech, Kill My Mentor. That I had mention of one instance from a Bollywood movie, which is from India. I repeated the speech in Malaysia, but they was not able to relate because they are not used to watch Bollywood movies. Now, they gave me the clear feedback. So after that, I had to write it back where I was able to replace that with movie Kung Fu Panda, right? So you need to edit your speeches so that you can also connect to different kind of audience. So ensure that, make it universal where anybody and everybody can understand what you're going to talk about or what you're talking. Include humor. Humor is something that everybody and anybody can enjoy. People have already so much sorrow in their life. If you can add humor, people will enjoy it. And it's not just one, everybody in the room will start enjoying it and they will pay a lot of attention to what you're trying to. So try to induce a message, but with a big pinch of humor. Rhetorical question that I mentioned before. Add rhetorical questions and that will make your speech effective. And one thing is, because somebody give a feedback to use your stage, do not try to dance around, use it effectively. Develop your stage into 8 quadrants and move it when you're transitioning to different topics, whether it is here or whether it is here, or when you're trying to convey a central message, come to here. Or changing the fact, move here. Use the stage uses properly, your hand gestures, do not force them, let them come naturally when you're trying to convey a message. And your voice modulation should not be forced. Voice modulation or vocal variety should be in line with the emotions that you're trying to convey. Understand that, do not force it. And end of day, it should convey what you're trying to do it. And try to face different kind of audience every time. Because when you face different kind of audience, you will improve yourself and also try to experiment with your speeches. For example, I had few speeches talking about Indian mythology. One speech was there where I talked about tale of 2 sons, Krishna and also Karna. There are 2 characters from Mahabharata, which is an epic in India. And relating to that, being a Westerner, being from Africa, maybe even Asia, it's not that easy. But I have experimented with the speech going across the world just to see how people will react to it and how I can make it effective. I took it as a challenge. Now I would push you, rather suggest that you take such experiments with your speeches so that you will be able to convey such difficult topics across the world. Now, if you see last year, who has won world championship, the guy from Zimbabwe, he took a simple topic. I am me. I am me is where everyone can relate with. For example, in my childhood, I was always ragged, or rather stereotyped, being a South Indian living in North India, called me Madrasian, etc. And it went to a stage where I started hating my culture, my background. But then after some time, there was one situation where a teacher or English teacher asked whether you take pride in your mother tongue or your language or your culture. I raised my hand and I said, I hate my culture. I hate my language. I still remember the day. But after a while, when I started working or rather understanding, realizing the importance of my culture, I realized how rich my culture is, how it important for me to respect my culture and my language. And that is what I was able to relate with that speech there. It's something that every one of us, each one of us faces almost every day. To bring up such topics where people can relate with such stories and make it compelling. And also he had humor in his speech to add that humor. End of day, remember, everybody should be able to relate to it. Everybody should be able to listen to it. Everybody should be able to understand it. Whether it is your rate of speech, enunciation, or the content that you're bringing in. Do not try to add hi-fi English where people have to refer to dictionary to understand your speech. And make it simple so that anyone can understand it. With that note, I'll conclude my session here and open for questions now.
Wow, thank you very kindly. What an eye-opening session we had with the TM Raju today. Can we share feedbacks about this session on writing an impactful speech? We had feedback for our speaker today, DTM Raju. Please drop it on the chat box. If we have questions, please drop them on the chat box. For me, it was an inspiring section. It was an eye-opening session. I saw a lot of my mistakes. I've seen a lot of cues to improve on my speeches. And thank you very much for such a wonderful session with you today. Okay, we can have 2 questions. Okay, please, questions.
Merci. Okay.
Seems as though we have internalized everything. We don't have any questions.
Mercy has her hands up.
Okay.
Mercy.
Mercy, please. We cannot see you clearly. Your video is blurred. Okay, if you can unmute yourself, please go ahead and speak. We cannot hear you as well.
Okay, a quick one. DTM Ragunda. Is that correct?
Well, I'm glad.
Is that correct? Rahunda.
Yeah. Raghunatha.
Rahunada. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. I believe that is respect to understand people's name because it's a big deal. I want you to walk me through your stage, your scene. I don't know what I did to my lens at the moment. Your scene, how you were able to control your stage. How did you position your camera? I saw the intentionality of how you use your space. Walk me through what you did.
Okay. Now, this is what I learned in one of the sessions in District 101, the Intercontinental Toastmasters. So somebody came and he told, if you are doing it online, keep your laptop in a state where this hole is adjusted in a way that it is exactly with very less distance between the head and the camera. As when I'm maintaining the eye contact online, what it means is look straight into that hole. If you have seen throughout my session today, I was looking at the whole, and that is giving you an impression that I'm looking at you directly. So for online meeting, that's what matters. And then for background, for example, I have a background, but still I'm able to know this. This depends upon the camera quality and also the green screen sometimes. Now I have upgraded my laptop where it is a 1000 RPM, whatever call it. I don't know the technicality of it, but still it's a quality where I don't have an issue. Even if I have a background, my hands will not vanish. That's what matters here. These are something that you learn as part of online meetings.
The reason I asked, there was a lady at District 94 contest. She wasn't physical. I've come to terms that virtual contest is not the same as physical contest at the district level, but she did something that was so remarkable. Our use of stage was phenomenal. I've tried to be as intentional as possible to make sure I'm always staring in my lens. But the way you use yours, I don't know how many space in between. I know you're standing, right?
Yeah, I'm standing.
So is it that your table is elevated?
Yeah, elevated.
Okay.
So you can use this. I modified my house so recently. So I have a setup where I have in my 2 rooms, I have a stand that is inbuilt in the wall where I can keep my laptop and stand and give my speeches. And I have my lighting. I have my light there, so it gives me proper lighting.
Thank you. That's one. I think I'm going to book a session with you. And I know why this is important, because this is where a lot of us struggle. Virtual meeting is not the same as physical meeting. But what you've done today just speaks to the testament of what the lady that won the speech contest, and she's French, she wasn't even physical. We were all captivated and immersed in the use of our screen and everything. Thank you for an amazing session. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any questions? Okay, if none, then I'll give the control back to our dearest Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Okay, someone is to find for a question.
Go ahead.
God knows. God knows. Please, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm sorry I can't share my screen right now. Can you hear me?
No problem, go ahead.
It's loud and clear.
Okay. I want to thank you again for an amazing session. Very inspiring, very educative. Now, I saw something in this slide, one of the slides you shared, the one that is like a tabular form.
Okay, the one about body, the opening and body, and then conclusion. Was that the tabular form? Can you repeat that?
Maybe he's having network issues. Raju, would you be sharing the slide with us?
I'll do that. I'll give to Elizabeth.
Okay.
Okay, so it seems God knows is having some network issue.
He could type, he's having a network issue, he could just type this question.
Yes, you can just use the chat box and it's a magic and see it.
I think we
Toastmaster
maybe you could ask if we have someone.
You have the presentation. I've sent you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, DTM. Thank you. I'll share with the members and
sure. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very kindly. I think God knows is not able to drop a note at the moment, but we will be waiting for your question.
I'm back. network things. Did he get the message? Hello?
You need to
Please
repeat the question.
Repeat the question, please.
It's in one of the slides he shared, the one that contained the body. The slide that said the opening, the body, and the conclusion. And in the body, there are two information there. Tell the story in the body, and also let the audience know how you overcome the obstacle. Now, I'm trying to say that sometimes our experience might not just be an experience of victory. I remember sharing one table topics one time. They asked the question that came to me then was, share a childhood memory you can never forget. And I'm sure that in that audience, talk about how maybe one very fond memory, but the kind of story I shared in that audience held everybody's spell. But they in fact, you could hear a pin drop, because all our stories are always not stories of victories. So I'm trying to say, when you say, tell us how you overcome the obstacle, sometimes we are vulnerable. Sometimes we could be consumed by that experience. So I don't know. When I saw that, I liked it, but I was thinking whether there could be another addition to that to say, sometimes we overcome the obstacles, sometimes too we should also be vulnerable enough to share where we got consumed, where we failed, even in the story. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So let's take an example. How many of you have seen the Lion King movie? Lion King movie, you have seen it, right? How does the story start with? It starts with a happy family, and then the cub that gets lost. It goes on a long journey, but on the journey it starts learning trouble that it faces. With every trouble it overcomes, it learns to become the king again back. But that's the beginning, is the family, very happy family story. But you introduce the problem, or let us say problem that they face, and slowly in the body when it comes, all the problem obstacles that it overcomes. That is right. And in the conclusion, and then you conclude it relieving the audience by giving a proper message or proper end to the story. If say I leave in between something that happens with your Netflix series where it dies, or it faces an obstacle and I end the movie in between, do you feel good about it? No. The audience are left with lingering feeling. What happened? He had an abrupt ending. Something I would say, leaving the contest outside, if you are giving a speech and if you see the red cards, don't try to stop abruptly. Go smooth. Go smooth and try to finish it irrespective of the time constraint. But you need to go back and work on your draft so that you can complete within the time. Remember, 80 to 100 words per 1 minute. If I have to speak for 5 to 7 minutes for my contest, for international speech contest, my number of words should be between 400 to 700, nothing more than that. Rest all, adding pauses, enunciating it properly, giving proper pauses for people to grasp and understand it. I hope I made it clear. And I said thank you for the opportunity, Elizabeth. We did discuss for it for long, but at last, new year, new beginning. And I hope I was able to make a difference for all of you to learn something. I would wait for some feedback. I've shared my presentation with Elizabeth. She should be able to give it. Thank you once again. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, DPM Roger, for taking time out to listen and answer all of the questions you've asked today. Now we've moved to the final segment of today's meeting, the evaluation section. And to conduct the section is Toastmaster Mercy. And I want to welcome back Toastmaster Mercy back to the stage, our General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Wasn't that a lucid session, everyone? Yes or yes? A lucid session? That was. Thank you, DTM Raghunanda. It's important to respect people's name. And you learn by asking. Thank you. Because we are out of time, I want us to have a very quick, which is the third part of the Toastmasters meeting, the evaluation structure, if we can have them in one minute, maybe the grammarian 2 minutes, so that we can have a very quick session and catch up with any new member that is on the call. So I'd like to call the timer. How did we do on time, both for the training session? I didn't really see the timing card going off for the trainer, but there's something about Toastmasters that when you've delivered speeches so many times, you know when your 2 minute mark is, you know when your 7 minute, your body clock ticks, it aligns with you. So I'm sure that's exactly what DTM Raju did. So let's quickly call on the timer for our report. Toastmaster. Is she on the call? No, she's not. I see. Okay. I'd like to call on the account.
She's on the call.
She is?
Yes, Toastmaster Lauren Toby. I can see her.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Toastmaster Lauren Toby, are you there? Our ebullient and lucid Toastmaster Lauren Toby. I think she must have dropped off and just joined back. Toastmaster Lauren Toby, are you there? You're muted.
Maybe we can go with another. We can go with another.
Can I call on the accountant, Toastmaster Abdurrahman? Please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. For today's session, a lucid one, we have a very clear presentation. Throughout the session, we can only record few of those that use pause filler or repeated words. Notable among that will be for Toastmaster Mercy. He used 2 times. Olorun to be 3 times. Toastmaster Chidi repeated word like do. And we have Toastmaster Lisa Thompson saying repeated word again as well. Through the changes you are adapting, something like that. And finally, Fibuda was found to be using and repeatedly. Those are the reports from the Arcanta. Thank you once again. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
That was succinctly done. Can we call on Madam President for our reports, our listening report? Timer.
Thank you, Madam.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, thank you, Madam GE. I'll make this brief, so I'm going to be asking just 2 questions. My first question is, someone mentioned, I'd like to know who said that and get this completed. To be a seasoned Toastmaster, dash should be your ultimate goal. Who said that, and what is your ultimate goal to be a seasoned Toastmaster? Okay, so let's say.
All right. To be a seasoned Toastmaster, listening skills should be an ultimate goal. Toastmaster.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Then the last question is, let your food be your medicine. and your medicine, your food. Who said that?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. It has shown that we're good listeners. Let's keep up the practice of listening to people when they speak. Thank you, and it's back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much, our listening evaluator. Is Toastmaster LEARNTOR be there?
Yes, Toastmaster Mercy. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the time today. So from my report, pardon me, I'll be able to put on the video. My system is down. So everyone was on time. Toastmaster, video, Chidi, Mercy, intending Toastmaster Rosemary. Everyone was on time. Slightly 2 minutes. Rosemary was 2 minutes. Toastmaster Chidi and Mercy was 2 minutes 20 seconds. And video was 2 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Elios was 2 minutes 15 seconds. And our training was 23 minutes 30 seconds. So we all did well with time. And I hope we wrap up on time so our time can still be in good condition. Thank you.
Thank you. TikTok says the clock. What you have to do quick. So I love the honor of bringing to the virtual screen Toastmaster Clementina.
Jolly good evening, everybody, and it's been a very lucid session today, listening to all the different speakers. And one of the things that really thrilled me is the use of the word of the day, lucid. I saw us use it during the table topic session. It was also used during the introduction of the various role players. Most of the role players used the word. Some of the role players used the word. And I also saw the use of the word lucid by our table topics master. So I'm going to just mention I was really excited about how we used the word for today. So I would like to just mention a few people who really used the word of the day very clearly. We had Toastmaster Mercy, who used the word the most. I think I'll start with that. So there wasn't any competition today. Congratulations. Then we had other users, Toastmaster Liz, Toastmaster Victoria, Toastmaster Opeyemi, Toastmaster the Buddha. Then we had also Toastmaster Abdulrahman, who used the word very well, generously, even during his evaluation session. Then in terms of use of words, we noticed that we had like the use of and a lot by some of our speakers, right? So we need to encourage, I would like to encourage us to, delve into using some other sorts of like conjunctions that can also help enrich our speeches, when we want to explain things further. So I'll encourage the use of furthermore, also more so on top of that, to really enrich our speaking generally. So I'd like to congratulate again Toastmaster Mercy for the use of the word of the day the most. And thank you everyone for also using the word of the day in the chat channel. I saw how generous we were with the use of the word in that channel. Thank you everybody and congratulations. Let's use the word lucid during our engagement throughout this week. All the best.
Thank you. Please confirm you can still hear me because I feel my network is dipping in and out. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Can I be heard?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Madam G.
My network was dipping in and out. I want to salute and congratulate everyone for making today's meeting a possibility. Can I ask in the chat, how many times did everybody use the word of the day? How many times, everybody? It's a trick question. How many times did everybody use the word of the day, Lucy? No response? Finally kick me out.
Madam G, we have some responses to the chat.
I think she's no longer on the call.
He has lost the network.
My sincere apologies. My network threw me out. Please, can you confirm you can hear me? Did we answer? Everybody used the word of the day twice in a collective use of the word of the day. No, 3 times, I beg your pardon. I called for it. Toastmaster Lees did, and Toastmaster Okwayemi did. So this is me giving my general report as a general evaluator. I saw the way Toastmaster Craig, which is, by the way, my friend, gave his report, and I want to follow suit. Hallmark of learning is knowing where to improve, how to improve, and where to be better. And that's why I'm giving this report. First, let me talk about what we did so well with today's meeting. We started on time with a nice music in the background, which was very good. There was good engagement of connecting with people. And there was an apology with the SSA, and the TM Chidi quickly stepped in. I offered, but she stepped in. Now, TMOD had a bit of technical glitch, and by the way, congratulations on your MBA. I'm so proud of you. I've seen you soar, and I really am inspired by you. The word of the day, I love the way that we all used it. Fine, I was trying to bring fun into it by charging DTM Chidi. She's highly competitive, but it was a good fun that we all participated in using the word of the day. The Toastmaster session was a brilliant session. One of the highlights for me was the way DTM Lisa started with the succinct summary of what the table topic stands to do. A mini speech gave us the 4 integral part of a table topic, which was brilliant. The question was so succinct and aligned with the theme of the meeting. I love that, but what would I love DTM Lisa not to do when she's moderating the table topic? Do not evaluate. We already have an evaluator to give feedback on how the speeches are done. Yes, you can get lesson notes from what the speeches is as a point of reference, but not to evaluate the speakers because we already have a table topic evaluator. But overall, it was such a brilliant session. It was very educating in itself. Then for the table topic evaluator, yes, you were a bit over time based on the time clock showing, but you could do nothing about it because you were timed for just 3 minutes to evaluate 5 speakers. But I give you credit. Attention to detail was amazing. The feedback was very helpful, constructive, direct, and would really help a lot of speakers to know areas to improve, i.e. myself. I wasn't ready for the question, so I had to think of the curve. But I love a good challenge. And I learned a lot from the feedback DTM Lisa gave me, as much as I agree with her not to evaluate the speakers. They were very, very constructive. Then additionally, I want to mention, I've used here. It would have been the shortest table topic session we would have had in the history of LEARNTOR Toastmasters. When she said no one is volunteering, that was lucid, and I'll call it a wrap. That was why I stepped up. But it was nice to see her now get into the motion of things and started calling out people to be part of it. Most times people don't like to step up for table topics. The training session was wowza. I loved the voice the vocal variation, the dexterity. I love the design of the slide, which was captivating. It wasn't distracting. You could see and follow the conversation succinctly. Beyond that, what particularly drew me in was this use of space. Because we're so used to virtual meeting, we forget that we need to work on the use of space. Some of us, we get so carefree, nonchalant, and we don't pay so much attention to how we show up. But that's one of the things I'm going to do this year, how I show up. Areas for improvement with the meeting generally. I really love the table topic session, the cultural shock by DTM Chidi. You would be shocked how people struggle to adapt to a new environment. TM Elios, that was ballsy of you, very brave to share about your surgery. And the way you even layered it was so powerful. I didn't know, and I'm glad that you're much better. And I've never seen anyone like you. And I'm grateful for personally always sending me the meeting invite. I will do better to try to show up. You are at all meeting. How you do it? It's unprecedented, and I really give you credit. It shows that you're someone that is hungry to learn, hungry to be better, and you're so dogged to making sure that is a reality. Okay, there was a delay with the timer card. I think the Toastmaster Oloruntobi had a technical issue, and she could not show my timer card. I think a Toastmaster said this to me a long time ago. When you've given so many table topics, you know when your 1 minute is up, like your body clock aligned, and your 2 minutes, you know. But overall, I think she did a phenomenal job when it was time and she got into the groove of things. Then finally, the question. Yeah, I've talked about the question. I've talked about evaluation and overall, these are my own feedback. I want to congratulate Madam President for pushing to making this meeting a reality. Being that it's still January, we're still in a very holiday mode. I didn't actually think a lot of people were going to show up. And I actually was one of the naysayers not to hold the meeting. So I give you credit for seeing it through and making this a very educated, very lucid, and very, very impactful meeting. The floor is yours. I will return back to the table, Toastmaster of the Day. And Toastmaster of the Day, you have done amazing work. Congratulations. And the floor is yours. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to serve. I do not take it for granted.
I don't. Thank you so dearly, the General Evaluator, for today and the team for all your observations and feedback. They were lucid, they were on point, they were just necessary for us. Thank you very much. I would like to ask the feedback. Did you all enjoy the section? Did you enjoy the session? Very honestly. Please drop your feedbacks in the chat box. If it's a no, please don't hesitate to give me a no. If it's a yes, please make it bold. And if you want to unmute yourself to tell me, you can say loud and clear, yes.
Yes. It was very.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was. I would like to give a small feedback because it's not a feedback per se, but it's really interesting because I found it challenging to evaluate professional speakers like you guys. But I think overall this was very. I mean, it was very sweet, I would say, and it is my. But it is a good experience for me. So I think overall this meeting was really cool, and it's really good to know new people. And yeah, that's my feedback.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Toastmaster Biruda. That was exceptional. Thanks for the feedback. And we are so excited and elated to have you on this call with your wonderful smile. So warm. I used to have a friend that smiles like you. It's tall, way taller than I am, John. So you remind me of my best friend, way old, you know. And I want to say thank you very much for joining in this call and for going on with something very great that about LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club. I really want to see you again next time. with your very warm smile. And please remember to come with somebody again to join us for a wonderful session. Yeah. Okay. We have some other feedbacks in the chat box. Yes. All right. Thank you very much. Such an enriching session. Yes, it was enriching. So I would like to hand over the virtual lectern now to the president, who will be taking us through some announcements and will be concluding this session today. And before I leave the session with myself and my team in this circle, yeah, you see us here. All right, Madam President, over to you.
Thank you so kindly, Madam TMOD. Please let's applaud Madam TMOD. I was wondering where your team is because you don't do me.
Honestly,
your network is. Please confirm I'm being heard. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for handling this. It was a wonderful session. Thank you. And to every other role player, Madam GE and other role players, thank you kindly. In a special way, on behalf of the members of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, I'd like to specially thank DTM Raju for making out this time to be with us here and giving us this educational training. Just like DTM Raju said, he encouraged us to go to other clubs and give speeches, meet other audience, learn from them. It was a global place that I met DTM Raju stating that he would like to complete his DTM session and he would like to give speech. Just sent him a message. That's the thing about being a Toastmaster. You are a global citizen. You can go anywhere in the world and deliver speeches. Before our meeting, he finished a session in another club and he's here to do the same with us, meeting a different audience. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first Nigerian club he's coming to. DTM Raju, am I correct?
It's first time. I've been to other clubs in Nigeria. Especially, I have trust me, I've made a lot of good friends from Toastmasters. So I have a friend who is more like my brother, Tosin. He's from Oil City Toastmaster in Nigeria. I think I have another friend now, Elizabeth in Nigeria from this club.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming here. We enjoyed the session. We have been gingered up for the year, like our team states, a new chapter, new confidence. You came in with a new confidence, knowing you have gone through the DTM level for 4 times. It's enough for all of us to know that we can also do it. If you can do it, we can do it. It's about you again at LEARNTOR Toastmasters to help put us through. Even if it's not at our meeting, we would always reach out to you, and I believe you would be there to help us. DTM Lisa, thank you for playing this role as the table topics master. DTM Elias, TM Elias, and TM Vermuda, thank you. This is your second time you're coming to LEARNTOR. Thank you so much for visiting. Do not stop. Please keep visiting and invite us to your club meetings as well. We are always
I shared the results
and meet
of the table topics with you.
Yeah, I'm going to announce it. Yes, okay. Yes, please. I'm going to announce it. We needed to appreciate the team. Rahud, who came to our meeting. It's not easy for him to make out that time, and he also brought the role players for us as well. He got 2 other role players. So thank you very kindly for doing this for us. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Then to the table topics. The winner for today's meeting, for today's table topics. This is the second time he's coming to our club to win. Well, we were told he's He is an outstanding table topics master when it comes to speaking. So drum rolls and congratulations to the table topics winner for today's meeting, Toastmaster Elias. Congratulations, congratulations, Mr. Elias. This is the second time you're winning this. Keep speaking, keep impacting life with your stories. You made us understand that we shouldn't allow our situation affect us. You can imagine even those who know you never knew you had any situation because you kept showing up at meetings and giving speeches. Thank you for visiting and congratulations. Now we move to the announcement for this meeting. Our first announcement is that our next meeting would be on the 21st of January. Here at LEARNTOR, we believe in celebrating ourselves, celebrating each other. There's one part that we've observed that people do not celebrate. These are mentors. It is not easy for someone to be a mentor, but mentors are hardly being celebrated. At LEARNTOR this year, we have chosen that we are going to be celebrating our mentors, and that will be coming up on the 21st of January. It's a special meeting to celebrate our mentors, those who have chosen to be mentors in the club. They will be celebrated on that day. Actually, the International Mentors Day is 17th of January. You can send your mentor a message on that day. It's not easy to be a mentor, but we are going to be doing the celebration on the 21st of January. I would also like to let us know that we're going to be having, it's a new chapter, new confidence, and we're taking a new step. We're moving from virtual meetings to hybrid meetings, physical meetings, where we can meet and greet each other. This would be starting in February. Our physical meetings will now be on the second Saturdays of every month, which will be between 12 noon and 2 p.m. So get prepared. February 10th is our first physical meeting. And that might just be our International Speech Contest Day. So get prepared. Who is excited about it? Thank you. So the next announcement is that the district debate competition is on. Members are being called to participate, to register for the district debate competition. This is not just only about speaking, it's about also having that conversation, which is about debate. So if you know you're good at debating, kindly register. It's on the division platform. The link is there. If you do not have the link, you can reach out to me or the Vice President Education to register. There's no harm in attempting to contest. There's no harm. You would only learn better when you contest. Equally, I'd like to make us know that the district conference is coming up in May. We're planning, Madam IPP and I, we're planning some things to see that we have a lot of our members attend this. Please let's make our time to attend this conference. One beautiful thing about attending conferences and meeting other people is that it engineers, it fuels that passion in you to become a better member, and you learn something new. You increase your network. So look out for the district conference. If you want to attend, kindly let us know. Let the Vice President membership know, and she will get you registered on how to go about that. Yes, those are the announcements from my end. Once again, we want to thank everyone for attending this very first meeting of the year 2024. And like the theme of the meeting says, it's a new chapter. Let your confidence be built on that goal that you have set out for. Whatever the goal you have set out for, remember that it is only a wish when you do not write it down. Write out those goals. Take time every day to ask yourself, what have I done today? What have I achieved today? Learn to celebrate yourself. You're doing well. Every little step is something you're doing well. And then one last thing I would like to encourage us to do. Get a jar, just like this. I believe you can all see my jar. Put it, your jar of gratitude for 2024. There's always something to be grateful for each day. Put it in your jar. At the end of 2024, come back and look at it. Then the part which you gave yourself today, you're going to give yourself a hug towards the end of the year. I wish us all a beautiful year 2024, filled with stories, filled with success, and filled with smiles. For all our intending Toastmasters here, please stay behind to have a few sessions with our Vice President membership. Thank you once again, everyone. And please, I would like to ask 2 persons to call the meeting, to adjourn the meeting till the 21st of January before I call it a close. Can we have 2 people adjourn the meeting, please?
Madam President, I,
Victoria
Toastmaster Chidi Chukwudimadu, hereby request that the meeting for LEARNTOR Toastmasters be adjourned until January 21st, 2024.
Thank you so kindly, DTM Chidi. DTM Victoria.
I, Victoria Shomadu, second motion for it to be adjourned.
Thank you very kindly. And thank you, everyone. With that, our meeting, the first meeting for the year 2024, the new chapter year, the new confidence year is officially over. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Raju. Thank you. Toastmaster Payami.